Hello, everyone. I'm Sherry with the CGH Health Foundation, and welcome to our Growing Healthier program. In our Growing Healthier programs, typically we're educating about some important health topic, but this month we're going to focus on our hospital's auxiliary program, which I think is near and dear to the heart of our hospital. Our hospital would not be the same without our auxiliary volunteers. You have seen them in many places. They are in our gift shop, running our gift shop. They're greeting people at the door. They're pushing wheelchairs. They're hosting our waiting rooms. And I really don't think that our organization would be the same without our hospital auxiliary. Before we go there with Dr. Bird, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what's going on at the Health Foundation. We are preparing for our fall auction. That's our Delicious Design auctions. And it is a virtual auction. We do them on the website. But we do have a Shopitizer event the night before. And right now we're looking for any businesses or organizations that might like to sponsor our Shopitizer event. And so in exchange for your sponsorship, you will get your logo and name displayed on one of our tables. And we'll give you a shout out on Facebook in one of our posts to thank you for your sponsorship and to tell you a little bit about your business. So those opportunities are available for $300. And if you would like to be a sponsor for our auction, please contact Amanda or Sierra at that number that's listed there. Before we start this month's program, let me tell you a little bit about next month so you can put that one on your calendar. In September, Dr. Bird will be talking to Dr. Twinkle Singh and to Chico Alejo. So Dr. Singh is an interventional cardiologist and Chico is the manager of our cath lab. So we've newly added an additional cath lab, updated the facilities. And so Dr. Bird is going to be talking about that technology and what we have available there. That's what we have going on at the Health Foundation and for next month. And if Dr. Bird is ready, he can get on with this month's interview.
Thank you, Sherry. Appreciate it. I'm always ready. Anyhow, thank you. This is Bill Bird. I'm the Chief Medical Officer here at CGH Medical Center. Thank you for taking the time to watch us on a recorded version of Facebook Live. This month, more recorded than live, obviously. Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to our auxiliary team today. And without further ado, let's bring him on. So we have with us Stacy Schaefer.
Hello.
And also Dave. Doggone it, Dave. What's your last name? I'm in the
No problem. It's Osborne.
Osborne.
No
That's right.
E.
Yeah. So Dave and Stacy are here with us. Dave has been part of the auxiliary as a volunteer for a number of years, and really looking forward to having him and share his perspective on being part of the volunteers. And then Stacy is our volunteer director. So welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Are you ready to answer perhaps a few questions that we have about our auxiliary?
Absolutely.
All right, here it goes. And what I'm going to let you both do is kind of one of you can start, and then the other one can add anything that they think of after the other person has answered the question. So the first question that I have is, what exactly is the CGH Auxiliary?
Well, the CGH Auxiliary is a group of volunteers. It is membership based. You join the auxiliary as a volunteer, and they work all over the hospital, the clinic. Some off-site volunteer opportunities are available too. But it is a group that just provides that patient link between services and, the hospital themselves. So it just fills in that void if maybe somebody is, concerned about what they're coming for and they don't know where to go. They can help them find, where to go, or help them in a gift shop or whatever it might be. But that is what we are.
Yeah. Dave, what would you add to that, Dave?
Just that any volunteer and every volunteer is committed to just helping out CGH and patients and volunteers with whatever it is that they've got going on. And it seems fairly straightforward, but we're all over CGH.
You
And what
are.
I mean by that is it's the clinic, it's the hospital, it's the foundation. We are part of CGH.
Yep.
And everyone that volunteers kind of feels that and knows that. And for all, prospective volunteers, it's just adding to CGH.
Yeah. Yep. We see. Dave actually has on the color of the folks who are volunteers. Kind
Well,
of
and I'll even show, we all have the badges that all the other CGH employees have, but
yeah.
we have this little thing that says not only volunteer, but how many hours we've done. And just to give everyone that's a prospective volunteer just an idea, I've been here for 8 years and I'm at 2,200, and we've got volunteers that are in the 10,000.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely and constantly amazed
Yeah.
at the people, the commitment that they've made in
Yeah.
their lives, and it's
Yeah.
part of their
Absolutely.
life.
Yeah.
That every Wednesday afternoon, I'm
Yeah.
going to be helping people out at CGH, and
Yeah. Absolutely, Dave. Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for
yeah,
sharing that. And just another piece of perspective. So if you work full time, your employer assumes that you're working 2,080 hours in a year. Just to give you some sense, when Dave said he's done 2,200 hours of volunteer work here at CGH, that is incredible. So anyhow, yeah, thanks, Dave. Thanks for sharing that. And yes, our volunteers do great stuff. And speaking of which, we've already alluded to this. I'm going to give you both of you an opportunity to kind of talk through what activities that our CGH auxiliary volunteers currently do here at either the hospital or the clinic.
Yeah, I can go into some, and then maybe Dave can elaborate on it specifically on some of the areas that he actually volunteers in, if that's okay. I know one of the major ones that we staff is the hospital main lobby. They call it the reception desk or the lobby reader. So as soon as you walk into the hospital, you're going to see that volunteer face. They help get patients where they need to go. They show directions, give them directions, help them find patient rooms, help them find maybe the person that they're looking for staff wise. They help figure that out. They'll also help get lunches delivered if needed, if they come to the front door. But that is just one example. That's the reception desk. And then we have people that do newspaper delivery every day. We have somebody that takes the newspapers around. Not one person, but multiple volunteers will take that on. They do that every morning. Or we have golf cart that is available at our main clinic that volunteers drive and pick up patients in the waiting or out in the parking lot and then bring them to that main entrance. And then we have the gift shop, which you help people find.
Kirby, what did you say, Stacy? Your sound kind of broke up when you said
Oh,
that.
sorry. Was I talking about the golf cart?
Next one.
Maybe the gift shop.
The gift
Okay.
shop. Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
the gift shop. So there you just help people shop for what they might be looking for, answer any questions that they might have, check them out, really make a connection. Because I think sometimes in the gift shop, people come there maybe sometimes in some emotional distress and be able to find something or help them through something. I know that story has been shared with me multiple times by volunteers in there, that sometimes they are able to listen while also assisting them at the same time. We also have volunteers up in our oncology department in our main clinic. Those volunteers will sit with patients that are receiving treatment, converse with them, get them snacks, drinks, warm blankets, whatever it might make them more comfortable during that time. They volunteer up there. We have volunteers in our dementia respite program that help just keep the group going, aid them in whatever they might need, maybe play a game with them, maybe do puzzles, or if they have an activity going on, help with that activity and the participants. We have a newly developed patient transportation program that we're still working on. That program hopefully will grow here, and we'll be able to get patients to and from their appointments if that is necessary. We have, what ones am I forgetting, Dave? Oh, we have the emergency room comfort cart. So we have volunteers in there that will take a comfort cart. So warm blankets, chapstick, lotion, something that might make someone stay in the emergency room a little bit more comfortable while they're waiting. They go around and check on those patients and see if they have any needs. They will also go out to the waiting room and ask if they need anything. What else am I forgetting, Dave?
Yeah, well, yeah, but you've really touched on what I think, Stacy, is the key, which is the volunteer services are evolving just as CGH Medical Center evolves. As far as what do we need to help provide CGH in order to make patients and visitors and their families and friends comfortable. We talk about it all the time amongst the volunteers, is that what we really think we need to do is make people keep in mind that that we're here to help them through this. Let's face it, hospital visits are traumatic.
Yeah.
And all we're trying to do is make sure that people are comfortable, that we don't want them to feel that they're kind of on their own. And we're always trying to shepherd them through whatever. But the key is that if you're thinking about volunteering, we've got, as I say, an evolving methods of being able to help CGH and the community out.
Yep, very good. Hey, Dave, move your mouse a little bit because you're kind
of
you're stuck a little bit right now.
I don't know what's happened.
It's all right. All right, we can hear you just fine. And
Okay.
actually, you're stuck in where you're stuck in, and you're stuck in. It's not bad. I've seen worse. So let's just keep going. All right.
All right.
Hopefully you'll come to. But in the meantime, I kind of like your pose. So all right. Yeah, good point, Dave. And I kind of think of it as almost like the volunteers help to humanize the experience here when you come into the hospital or the clinics. So
it truly has been remarkable being fairly new to this, walking in and seeing that relationship, no matter how short it might be with the patients, they still make a connection. I hear it all the time here at the front. A volunteer will say, "Oh, you're all done," or the patient will come out and say, "Look, it didn't take very long, I finished." So they made that connection with that volunteer in that very short amount of time. And I think that's very rewarding for both sides, for the patient side, from a visitor side, from a volunteer side. And also the other thing I have noticed is the relationship that the volunteers have with each other has been pretty neat to watch. They're like a family, and they support each other. They care about each other. When something happens to one, it happens to all of them. And they reach out to each other to make sure everybody is doing okay. They cover for each other if somebody can't be here because they know maybe they'll need it. So that has been neat from my perspective to watch.
Yeah. Oh, here he is.
Here we are.
He's back. All right, good. All right, Dave. So let me go on to the next question, which I'm glad Dave's here because I think this is probably more up Dave's alley. What would you say our volunteers get out of being part of the CGH Auxiliary, Dave?
Dr. Bird, it's everyone has their own individual, but what I've found in the 8 years that I volunteered is that they really care about Sterling, Rock Falls, and the community. And they're just looking for their own individual way to add to that. And they've found that this is the best combination of helping the community, but also just interacting. I can't tell you how many times volunteers have run into people that are coming in for a procedure, or they're a family or friend visiting, and they just say, this is a good way for me to help as far as providing a service that's beneficial to Sterling Rock Falls and the Sauk Valley community. It's that caring that's a commonality.
Yeah.
Certain people have certain, skills or specialties that say, yeah, I want to be in oncology, or I want to interact with people at the emergency room. It's varied, but the commonality, as I say, is just caring about Sauk Valley and the community, and just feeling that they're part of it and they're interacting with the community.
Yeah. As I hear our volunteer stories, because I go to your board meetings and those type of things, I think the what comes to my mind is that our volunteers are very passionate about where they're serving, and that is it's very refreshing, and I think it's very helpful for patients and their families. I mean, I've heard volunteers talk about that are working, let's say, in oncology, and they get tearful when they talk about their opportunities they have to serve there, and the way that they feel like they're able to, that they are making a difference, and they know they're making a difference because the patients tell them they are.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just think that thanks for sharing that, and I just think that is such a big part of the experience as I talk to our volunteers.
I mean, I tell everyone this, Dr. Bird, is that, for example, I'll drive the golf cart shuttle over at the clinic parking lot, and it's usually about 2.5 or 3 hours. But inevitably, there's always this one patient that says, you saved my life today. And it's simply because they don't want to walk or can't walk or have a hip or a knee issue. And it's just that, even if it's just that one patient that says that to you, that just makes your day. And everyone that drives that or does whatever other volunteer services we do, everyone always has one story that one time a day you made a difference, and that makes our day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it really does.
Yeah. So the next couple of questions are kind of bunching together. I'm just curious how many volunteers that we currently have, and then I know that some of our places that we serve are pretty well filled up. They have the volunteers that we need, but other places definitely could use some filling up and a little bit of extra help here and there. Between the two of you, can you kind of talk about how many people are serving right now, and then what are the opportunities both for service now, and maybe even talk a little bit about the summer helpers that we have and what the opportunities are for those.
Sure, absolutely. We average about 70 volunteers every month. This last month, July, was about 77, so a little bit higher. We had around about 1,300 hours, a little bit more than that, I think, given to CGH during just that month. So we average at least over 1,000 every single month, or around there, which is amazing to me.
Yes.
We currently have openings in our gift shop when it reopens in October. We have openings there. We have openings in our lobby greeter section right now. We have openings for our patient transportation program. Dementia Respite has openings right now. The golf cart has openings right now. Speaking of the golf cart, Dave, there's openings, days that are open for that. We also have openings in oncology, and our comfort cart in the emergency room has openings as well.
Yeah.
I think our reception desk is full right now.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's quite a few openings. We definitely could use some more.
And just again, to give you all an idea, half the jobs that Stacy just talked about, we didn't have 5 years ago. We're evolving, as I say, we're evolving just as CGH Medical Center is evolving, just to meet the needs of the Sauk Valley community. And we're all into it. And we always try to do a good job of trying to fit. If you say that you'd like to volunteer and help out, we can definitely figure out a way to utilize whatever sort of skills or whatever that you want to help out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do it. We try to, even if like somebody tries out an area and maybe it's not the right fit for them, we just encourage communication with us and we will be happy to try out another area. We provide training until you are comfortable. So we're not going to send you out on your own and say, here you go. Or if it's an area that, you know what, it's just not working for me. We say then what other opportunities do you want to try? Because we're going to try to find the best place for you because we want you to get the most out of volunteering as well.
Yeah. One question to follow up to that. So like, are there any opportunities that are not every week? Are there any opportunities that, and also, I guess I also wonder if I'm a volunteer, I'm also thinking about like if I'm gone on vacation or I spend a little time down south in the winter, how do you navigate all that, Stacy?
Yeah, absolutely. If any volunteer needs time off, we certainly let them have that time off. That is where earlier when I described they're kind of like a little family. They support each other, and so they will cover for each other. Like we have volunteers that will call each other and say, "I am going to be gone on vacation from this day to this day. Can you take my shifts?" And then they, will let me know, "Hey, so and so is going to cover my shift while I'm gone." So that's what I mean. That team atmosphere, that support that they have for one another is really pretty amazing. There are some areas that if somebody is off, we won't fill it. There just won't be somebody there that week. So it just depends. But yeah, so we try to be flexible as we can. As far as weekly, there are areas that we really recommend the weekly volunteering just because it keeps you up to date on what is going on in that department because there's quite a few changes. But we are open to working with anyone and having a conversation about what works best with their schedule too, if we can make that work.
Yeah, as Stacy says, the volunteers are like a family, and we all cover for each other. We all recognize that we have kids and grandkids, and we have vacation plans, and we have a group of volunteers that we call snowbirds that we know that they're going to go south for the winter, and we cover for them. So it seems like it's seamless, but we make it that way.
Yeah. Would you two talk a little bit about the summer workers too, the summer worker program?
Yeah, sure. We have a summer student program that we have local high school students apply to get into that program. And that application is usually due around the end of March, beginning of April. So I know some struggles. Sometimes people aren't thinking about the summer at that point, but usually the application is out on our website and we will put it also out on social media to apply for that. And then we do interviews and accept students into the program. The two areas that they work in are the reception desk at the hospital, and then in our gift shop is where those students are placed. They do a shift once a week for 8 weeks during the summer, and then if they are part of the Sauk Valley Impact Program, that also will satisfy the requirements for that program as well.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Good. Well, Stacy and Dave, thank you again for taking the time just to chat about the CGH auxiliary and everything that gets done. You all know that I walk around and talk to you guys quite a bit, and it's just really heartwarming to go and talk to our volunteers who they're all in on trying to make CGH a better place for patients and their families when they show up. So that is very encouraging, and I'm forever grateful for that. If someone is interested, oh, I'm sorry, when we forgot to mention, did we talk about the dog program?
We did not. In fact, when that popped up, I was like, oh, we did not talk about that one. We do have the dog therapy program, which we are going to be doing starting the temperament testing just in September. So September 10th and 25th, we are going to be doing that.
Yeah.
Attendance is only required at one of those, but if you do make it through that temperament testing with your dog, you will go on to train the weekend of October 3rd and 4th.
Yeah.
There is more information available on our website for that. But I can say we have a really great group of dogs right now and their handlers. So it'd be great to add anyone to this wonderful group that we have now.
Yeah, great. So speaking of, if you're interested, this is we just wanted to put some information out there about who you would contact. I assume it would mainly be you, Stacy, and you can kind of be the conduit to other opportunities.
Absolutely. Yep. They can call me. They can call me at that number and that extension, or they can email me. Our application is available to be filled out online and emailed to me, or you can download it and print it and bring it in.
Perfect. Okay.
Yep.
Or in fact, there's been a couple of times where people have just said, you're talking to them and, do you need more volunteers? And I'll say, absolutely. And I'll go back and get an application right there in person.
Okay.
That happened before too.
There you
Yep.
go.
It's a wonderful experience.
Also, in other words, if you run into Dave, just ask him too.
Absolutely.
Ask any of the volunteers
Yeah,
if you
that's
want an
right.
application. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd be excited to talk to folks about that. All right. Well, Dave and Stacy, thanks for your time. I'll let you go, and I have a couple other slides to show. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, I wanted to highlight a couple other things going on here at CGH. So congratulations to Ted Harms, who was our July Employee of the Month, and then to Mary Nelson, who is our August Employee of the Month. Ted works in our IT department, and Mary works at our Vision Center. So thank you to them. And then Tracy Snodgrass received the Daisy Award for Nursing Excellence. And so congratulations to Tracy. Wanted to remind everyone about sports physicals. I'm told that still is going on through August 31st. And of that $25, $5 goes back to your school. So we donate $5 to your school in addition from that money that is paid for the sports physical. 2 more Care and Connect days, or we have lunch that we serve, one at Mount Carroll, at our Mount Carroll Clinic on August 27th, and September 3rd at our Fulton Clinic. Yes, and a reminder that next month, looking forward, we're going to do a tour of our cath lab. And we've had Dr. Singh on before, but looking forward to have her again and talk with her about some advancements in cardiology, and perhaps even as we're in the cath lab, kind of talk about how they go about doing that within the cath lab. And Chica will be joining us as well, who's the director and oversees our cath lab. Okay, well, thank you for taking the time to watch all or part of this broadcast, and I encourage you to share it with others. Until next time, I am Bill Bird, Chief Medical Officer at CGH Medical Center. Thanks for joining me.